Hey guys, welcome. Cyndi Williams here, the travel career coach. I have the amazing Sue Ball from Spirit Travel. Sue, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, I have to tell everyone, we have actually known each other for how many years? 20
Oh,
plus, it's got to be, right?
over 20, yeah.
Yeah, like close. I know I hit my 25th anniversary, so it's got to be 25 then. That's
I know.
crazy. Love it. So, and you, I used to live in Michigan. I moved away to Texas, so we kind of lost touch for 15, 20-ish years. And we were just
Exactly.
reconnected this year because
Yeah,
you took our Cruise on Vacation Mastermind program.
I did.
So exciting. So you have now launched your own agency.
We have last week.
Amazing. Tell us a little bit about where you were before starting the journey with Cruise on Vacation and where you are now.
So I went to school to be a travel agent 25 plus years ago and worked in the industry for about 10 years. And for the last 5 years, I've been working for a small brick and mortar agency in Grand Rapids here. And actually the job was wonderful. I had great coworkers, wonderful clients, and I got to travel all over the world. But my husband and I always had in the back of our minds that we wanted to open a business of some sort. And we honestly thought it would be a restaurant, of all things. I love cooking, and we've always done like big family dinners and everything. And so we thought that would be what we would do. But the expense of it is just huge to buy a building for a restaurant and everything. So with my love of travel and Andy's love of planning, we decided to open our own travel agency. So last week, April 9, we launched our business, and yeah, so that's where we're at now.
So exciting.
I know.
And what I love about this is, and I love the fact that you're considering two different things. And with the restaurants, kind of like, not just the expense, but how much have you had to learn in the travel industry over the past 25 years to become a great agent? Because look, guys, I did not have to teach Sue how to be an amazing agent. She's been knocking it out of the park since the 90s. She already had all of the skills to be an amazing travel agent, travel advisor. But it's those pieces, right, to like set up the business. I'm sure a restaurant would be overwhelming. I can't imagine with the licensing required and keeping inventory and having staff. And it's much more, having run different businesses myself, it's when you sit down to kind of like, what's your passion? And then the complication in both, much easier place to the finish line for you here. So that's amazing. And you can still have amazing meals from home now because you're not commuting in the snow, right? Like, guys, in Michigan, when I was up visiting, I saw Sue a few months ago and I was like, it's so cold here. And she's like, you're silly. Like, it wasn't even snowing. But I can't imagine commuting, right? So has it been nicer to like be home?
It is. It's great. Yeah, we are cooking more dinners together, and it's been awesome. Yeah.
So what's been your biggest win or celebration since launching your agency or since taking the program?
So we launched in the midst of the coronavirus. So it was super scary. And I've been through crises with 9/11 and everything. So kind of dealing with that, I had some background with it. But being able to actually launch in the midst of it was just amazing. I did get a sale last Friday, which is a big win. Yeah, somebody that followed me. Which
yes,
is great.
People, we are still selling. We are still selling.
They're not traveling till July of 2021, but still, it was 6 cabins, and so that's a big win. And then a big goal of ours is for my husband to be able to join us full-time within a year, to do some of the planning and stuff. And we've had some big changes with the coronavirus that came out that were a plus for him. He was a third shifter, and I was first shift, so the communication going through the program and stuff was kind of difficult. He is now working 3 12-hour days during the day full-time. So we have 4 days a week home together that we can work on the business together. So that's a huge win to have that come out of it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So,
yeah.
And I love that you guys have a goal to do this together as a unit, right?
Yeah.
And get both of you working from home. And I think I love that you brought up coronavirus too, because I think so many people are realizing like what it would be like to work from home.
Exactly.
It's life actually could, that's what, I've been doing it for years. So it honestly doesn't feel that different. Like I come upstairs and we work from here, but, I love that you brought that up, because a lot of people are saying, well, it seems like the travel industry is having difficulty. Why would you get into it now? But the reality of having been through things like you said, 9/11 and all the crises and hurricanes and things like that. And I think the biggest thing, you tell me if you agree, but I think the biggest thing that really was a blessing to us is we're thriving pre-corona. It's not like people aren't going to travel again, but something really unique happened in that people that were really relying on places like Expedia, Orbitz, Travelocity, those kind of places, they got a huge wake-up call because they just stopped answering their phones. And still to this day, we're 4 or 5 weeks into the really heavy stuff happening. They're like, if you're not traveling in the next 3 days, we can't help you. Hang up the phone and call back when it's 3 days away from, how do you, right? So what the big media outlets are talking about are, you better have a travel agent on speed dial. You better make sure that if you're going to have your vacation investment, that you have a travel agent who can advocate for you. You and I know this because we're 25 years in, right? So I think there's a little bit more reassurance, but in terms of, what was it like to go through the program? And you saw how we responded in the program with both our graduate groups and people that were in the program to say, here's how you handle a crisis. Here's some tools. What was it like to have that extra layer of support as you were doing your normal setup piece to get ready for the rebound?
Well, that was amazing. And then also just the going through the program and learning Zoom and how to do all the online stuff. I was set up and ready. That working in a brick and mortar, everything was via email or walk-ins or dealing with people face to face. And so the program itself really prepared me to be able to work from home and to deal with people all over the country from my computer. So, and a lot of agents now don't have that preparation. So I think that's huge.
So true. Yeah. Video training and how to do that. We've been training it for years. This is not something that happened in the last few weeks for our program. And you're right. Like the brick and mortar experience is different. And who wants to take on the overhead of $2,000 or $3,000 worth of rent every single month?
Exactly.
You can run these businesses from home. That's why we say portable, profitable, but running it in an online way is completely different than brick and mortar. And I have both, right? I have a brick and mortar, and I can tell you for a fact, 95% of what we do is online in terms of driving leads and closing leads and sharing those practices with you. So I love that. Yeah, video, I've been preaching that for years, and it's like Zoom is part of the normal vernacular now around the world, and I'm like, I've been kind of doing this for years, but you're just feeling more prepared to jump in, and the tools that you provide for your clients, but also in how you position yourself as an expert and having kind of all those in your back pocket too.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about, you've known me for a long time, but part of the program that we have integrated in is really mindset work, which I think is also really key. It's always key to get people thinking like CEOs, but especially through this whole coronavirus where people are questioning themselves, or if you were an experienced agent and you weren't having success before, and now this happened, the mindset is just dragging so many people down. What did the mindset work do for you or your business that was in the program?
So we started the program a long time ago. We made the decision to do it last September. And it was a secret that I had to keep because I was still working full time. And that really, mindset wise, was really hard for me. To know that I was going into work every day, still dealing with my clients, but knew that I was leaving. And at one point, it was actually right after the first of the year, I'm making, it's wave season and we're making all these sales and we're busy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that this would be so hard to be doing when I know that I'm leaving in a few months. And there was reasons that I couldn't right away. So I reached out to Mindset Kelly at one point and pretty much had a meltdown. But that's a great thing with the program, is to have those mindset people and experts to help us through the different things. And, the coronavirus, I don't know if it's really affected me all that much. I mean, maybe made me think about delaying the start a bit, you know, and just being where I was comfortable until we got through it. But now that we're a few weeks in, I don't regret my decision for leaving.
Yeah,
So,
not
yeah.
at all. And
Yeah.
you know, that brings up a great point. Thank you for sharing in the mindset stuff, because even as a 25-year veteran who knows how to be an agent backwards and forwards, when you're going through any type of change or shifting into a new reality or creating something new, there's going to be stuff that pops up. So having those
Right.
tools to go, let me get back on track and let me follow the system and so I'm glad that that was a support to you. The other thing that you mentioned was, kind of launching in this time period. Like, do I wait? Do I hold off? And you said, no. My answer is no too, because look,
Yeah.
you're already an expert. So getting that positioning piece done, ready and in place now, there are such important things people should be doing right now. It's not like once we had a great call with the grad group last week. I don't know if you were on that one or not, because I know you're just shifting over. Yeah. So great call with a grad group, and people were asking questions, and I'm like, you guys should not be waiting to do some very important things.
Right.
And I gave everybody a list. Here's exactly what you should be working on right now, from a marketing perspective, from a positioning perspective, from a get your business ready for the second wave season that's going to happen, and how to best take advantage of that. Because the thing that's promising is, yes, we have all these people wanting to rebook with us and moving away from the OTAs, but they're not looking for just any travel agent, right? They're looking for the best one, the one that their family's gonna depend on for years to come. So making sure you're in that space when they're ready to buy, that I think is so key, and why you and I talked about it, and I think it was spot on when you launched, and you're making sales, so it's obviously worked, right? So that's what we love. That's amazing. So take me back to the beginning, when, of course, you knew me personally, so you knew like I'm a good person, have a good heart, or at least I think I do. So you knew that about me. But when it's still, you know, Christian Mastermind is an investment. Take me back to what was that process like for you, in terms of, do I do this, do I not do it? Personally for you, what was that process like?
You know, I had watched quite a few of your videos and things ahead of time. And of course, like you said, I knew you. So I knew that the program would be great. And my husband and I had talked about it, hadn't completely made the decision. And so I think he was a little shocked when I got off the phone with you and said, I did it. But, you know, the decision wasn't hard. It was, you know, we knew that if we didn't make a move to start our own business, we would always wonder. We would always, 10 years down the line, what if we had started it then? What, you know, so we would have regretted it if we hadn't done it. So,
I love that. And what did it mean to you guys to have like that roadmap laid out? Right? Like, we learned how to be agents together at the same time 25 years ago. Then I went off and ran other businesses and had my travel. I had went through all these hard knocks to get to this place where I've created this roadmap. What was it like to have that roadmap just kind of handed to you?
It was awesome. And I think just knowing that you've tested the things and you know that they work is huge. So
proven systems, systems, guys. Someone asked me this the other day and said, well, I have this other program over here, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, if you want to do it, go whatever one you resonate with most, that's great. But you know, whenever I'm looking to do something, I work with someone who's already accomplished what I'm doing. And we do have an award-winning travel agency where we test the things we actually train. So you get to work with someone who actually owns their own travel agency, which I think is kind of a big deal. Before you start teaching other people, anyone can come up with, you know, marketing concepts and things, but really kind of dialing it into, here's what we did and here's why it works and here's our test results. So that's awesome. So Sue, last question, what would you tell that person who's sitting on the fence? Maybe from both perspectives, like you as an experienced agent, but also, you know, the work that it takes to be a new agent and getting into the industry, plus the complication of starting your own online business. What would you say to those people that are sitting on the fence right now?
You know, really just to take the risk and to give it a try. People don't have anything to lose. You know, if it doesn't work in a year, then you move on to something different. But if you don't make the decision to do it, you'll regret it forever.
And guys, it's like the best time right now because
Exactly.
like Sue had to go into work every day. You guys are at home right now. Like your boss isn't breathing through over your neck. It's like, I'm not going to tell anyone that whatever you're working on. So whether you're coming from a completely different background, whether you don't know how you would put your travel business together, or if you're an experienced agent like Sue was, and you just need to know the structure of how do I effectively set up an online business in the shortest amount of time possible to get results faster, then you want to apply for the program. So you guys can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now. It's an easy discovery call process where you'll talk to one of the coaches. We'll learn about your goals and see if it's a fit for you to apply for the program, if it's a fit for us to work together. I promise it's painless. I promise. My life's mission is to help people grow and scale their travel businesses. What I love to do. Sue knows I was a couple years into being an agent. I was moved into the training department, right? And I just love that, when people open up and they have that, they get results and they're, I've loved it since I was 23. It's not going to change anytime soon. So Sue, thank you for sharing your amazing story today. I wish you so much success. You're going over to our grad group, so you're not going too far. And you live in my hometown. So we'll be having lunch whenever I come home to visit my mama, which who knows when that will be, but at some point. So. Good. Thank you for sharing with us today, okay? And send Andy all of our love. I'm going to follow up with you guys a year from now and make sure everything's on track for your plans.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Cyndi.
All right. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.